My dear students, how are you? I'm Richard Khopon Paul, science teacher of Milestone College, class 6. Today, our online CW number is 54, chapter 10. Chapter name is Motion. Students, today I want to discuss about lesson 11 and 12. Lesson 11 is acceleration and regradation, excessive motion of high speed and risks of life. So let's get started, students. So I already told today chapter name motion, that means title. Okay, so 11 and 12 lesson, and the topics, the following topics: acceleration. Let's see what is the definition of acceleration. Do you have any idea? Yes, if you know the definition of idea, so no problem. What is the retardation and excessive motion during the high speed or risks of life? So students, today we will know about the page number 105 and 106. It is good page number. So let's see what is in the page number 105 and 106. So students, I think we have already learned so many things from this chapter. After that, these things we will learn today. Acceleration. How many students know how to ride motorcycle? Yes. If you know the riding motorcycle, so definitely you know the accelerator. What is that? Actually, when we ride a motorcycle or car, I am giving example of a motorcycle because of some reasons. What is the reasons? Yes, because when we move our right hand, so that time you will see the motorbike will run fast to faster, and sometimes it will be fastest. So accelerator accelerate the bike or cars or any others vehicle. So what is the definition of acceleration? Well, acceleration is the rate of increase in with time or increase in velocity per second. So acceleration equal to total increase in velocity divided by total time. So students, what is the velocity means? Yes, you are right. Velocity is the speed in a particular direction is called velocity. That means if you want to give the definition of velocity, so definitely you have to fix a particular direction. Definitely if the direction is not particular or move here and there or any side of the place, if any types of things is coming or going, in that case you must not say it is the impact of the velocity. Definitely velocity have a particular direction. Okay, so let's see the next. Yes, if I give the example of velocity, acceleration, so read the things. Suppose a motorcycle was running with a velocity of 20 meters per second. As a result of pressing on the acceleration by the driver, the motorcycle was going with more velocity. Suppose the velocity of the motorcycle was increasing at the rate of 5 meter per second. The primary of initial velocity of the motorcycle is 20 meter per second. After 1 second, the velocity increase to 25 meter per second. After 2 seconds, the velocity increase 30 meter per second. After 3 seconds, the velocity increase to 35 meter per second. 4 seconds later, the velocity will be increased 40 meter per second. And finally, 5 seconds later, the velocity increases and it will be 45 meter per second. So students, what you have seen here? Well, you have seen that from the starting of the motorbike, gradually after 1 second, 2 second, 3, 4, 5, that means the velocity gradually increasing. Okay, that means it is absolutely depend on time, and the time is increasing and simultaneously the velocity also increasing. Okay, the amount of velocity increase per second is the acceleration. Here the velocity increasing per second in 5 meter per second. Hence acceleration per second is 5 meter per second, which can be written as 5 meter per second. If the total increase of velocity and total time unknown, the acceleration can be easily found out. Here the initial velocity was 20 meter per second and final velocity was 45 meter per second. Here the initial velocity was 20 meter per second and the final velocity was 45 meter per second. Hence, the total increase of velocity is final velocity minus initial velocity. That means which one is the last velocity or final velocity, that is the final velocity, that is called final velocity, and starting velocity or initial velocity is called starting velocity or initial velocity. If you subtract from the final velocity to initial velocity, you will get the velocity. Okay, 25 meter per second. So total time taken is 5 seconds. Okay, 20 if taken 5 seconds. So hence acceleration is the total increase in velocity divided by total time. So total 25 meter per second divided by 5 second equal 5 meter per second. Wow, can you understood what is this? Yes, this is the formula of acceleration. So A for what? Acceleration. Acceleration is represented by the A. So VF means the final velocity minus the initial velocity divided by time. Okay. So here the velocity equal to x. That is also the uh, things, what is the relation, and that is xo divided by time. So the final velocity equal to the initial velocity plus what? This is velocity acceleration into time. If we use this formula, so we can understood the what is the relationship between the velocity and the acceleration and time. You understand? Okay. So this is the one pictures of velocity. In the question, we have point out about the motorbike, but here given car, same thing. When the you just increase your accelerator, so your velocity also it is increasing your acceleration and velocity. When it is starting, initial velocity and it is end or this final velocity. If we will divide it with the time, you will get the velocity. Okay. So now retardation. So retardation means what? Yes, you are right. That means the rate of increase in velocity for unit of time is called negative acceleration or retardation. In one sense, we can say the negative acceleration is called retardation. Hence, the retardation is negative acceleration or uh, deceleration. Okay. Example, in the above example, the velocity of the motorcycle was increasing 5 meter per second. If the driver passed on the rate increase of acceleration, then the motion of motorcycle become slower. Its velocity may increase to 5 meter per second. Okay, here the rate of decrease in velocity of the motorcycle per unit time is the retardation. In very common sense, that means when you ride bicycle or sorry motorcycle or any car, so when you press the accelerator, so your speed will increase due to use of accelerator. Okay, when you use your brake, that means it will create retardation. Okay, so retardation is the negative of negative acceleration. Okay, you keep in your mind. Students, what is this? Yes, you are right. That is retardation or negative. Okay, retardation, negative acceleration. Okay, so see, when any car or any vehicle wants to just pick up any mountain or any place, so that time it retardation can create because what speed it will go, it cannot run, it cannot catch in that much speed. There also retardation create. So now students, this feedback about the following discussion. What is acceleration? I hope you understood very nicely and you are confident enough you can easily give the definition of acceleration. So what is retardation? Yeah, absolutely correct. You also know the definition of retardation with proper example. Write down the laws of acceleration. I hope you also give the proper definition of acceleration, retardation, and as well as the law of acceleration. Okay. Wow. This is what? Yes, you are right. This is our lesson 12. Excessive motion, high speed or risks of life. Students, in our country, many forms of road accidents are taking place daily. One of the causes of this accident is driving the vehicles with high speed. You know, in our country, the driver, especially truck drivers, bus drivers, they have a very general tendency. They want to drive their car or vehicles faster. What happened for these things? Yes, hence the drivers of bus, truck, or car who drives with high speed fall victims of road accident. As a result, many people lose their life, many people are injured, and some of them become handicapped for the rest of their lives. So it is better not to drive bus, truck, lorry, and car in high speed. If anyone drives fast, they are to be restricted from doing so. The chance of accident is more in narrow roads, at the turning of roads, and on the bridges. If the vehicles move faster in these spots, accidents are more likely to occur. There is specific speed limits in many parts of the roads. Vehicles should be driven following the speed limit that is known on the road signs. When you will grow up, do not drive vehicles with high speed and discourage others to do so. So students, as a concerned citizen or as a student, okay, you have to avoid these things. Okay, and when you are grown up, so you have to be careful about the speed of your vehicle. Okay. That means if you do any mistake or any accident, that can be harmful for you and the victims as well. So we must careful to use our vehicle and the tires. Okay. So here's the feedback. Name one of the main cause of road accident in your country. I hope you understood. That means in daily basis we have seen that so many accident occurs. Sometimes it occurs like this way. We lost our life. So many important people lost their valuable life for the accident. Okay, so we should avoid it. If we careful enough, if we select if we not speed the vehicles, so we can save our life as well. So how vehicles should be driven? Yes, you must be careful when you drive a vehicle. I hope you understood about the things. So students, these all are for today. Lesson 11 and 12 I have discussed. Now I want to give you homework number 30. You have to learn and know this. That means I have given you a math. You have to do math in your copy. Our math is Mr. Rashid traveled 10 kilometers from 10 kilometers towards north on a bicycle in the morning. After returning back, he traveled 4 kilometers towards south. What distance did he travel and how many kilometers was his displacement? I think you understood the maths because this is so easy. Okay, which one is the final velocity? Which one is the initial velocity? You have to find out like this way. Okay, that means the direction is there. Okay, and now the displacement you understood. So I hope you don't need any help. Easily you can solve this math because I have discussed about the acceleration, retardation, and okay, so this and velocity as well. So if you understood, easily you can solve this math without any problem. So students, this is all for today, and bye bye all of you.